Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Saturday Night InSaNiTy, the final Saturday before Halloween 2017. Hi. How's it going? Yep.
Yeah, if you want to hear anything I have to actually say,
Hi.
we cannot hear you anything now.
Well,
Hi.
we'll wait and see if the boys notice we're here yet. You didn't hear me because I didn't say anything.
We're here live.
Stream.
Hello.
I said hi.
What's up, bitch?
Hi. Hi.
Happy,
Hi.
Hello.
happy pre-Halloween, everybody, since Halloween's on a Tuesday this week.
Yeah, it's stupid. Stupid calendar. Not planning ahead properly.
So this is our Halloween stream.
They should just have a few extra days in October so that Halloween can always be on a Saturday.
Or
Gets my vote.
yeah, there you go.
Put that up on change.org right now.
I guess serious question though is, do we plan on doing anything on Halloween night, stream wise?
I don't know.
No, I'm probably gonna be hanging out with my girlfriend.
Cool. I'll probably play some scary games. Probably do some scary games.
All right.
Got lots of scary games.
Now I'm on back.
I'm
Live.
off.
That's for sure.
It is nice because I'm off the day after Halloween, so I can stay up that night.
Ah, okay. Well, maybe
I always liked having the day after said holiday off.
Yes, I agree. Which is why I scheduled off like the next 4 days off after, just to give myself lots of time to relax.
That means
And
that
this
you
one
can
for
go in
once,
first dibs on
amazingly
Halloween.
for once,
Yes,
I'm
that's
not
true.
working tomorrow.
Also,
which is
actually, even better,
Yay.
my payday is on Halloween, and it just happens to be the payday when I get one of my quarterly bonuses. So it's going to be like a mega paycheck. So
Half off Halloween candy.
I'm going to get tons of Halloween handy, yes. And also going to hit the comic shops and probably pick up some Blu-rays and
Yes,
DVDs
JL,
and stuff. So.
be jealous because
be
I
awesome.
work retail, and you know how many times I get Saturday and Sunday off? Fucking never.
I hear you.
Their weekends are Wednesday, Tuesday.
I don't work retail, but I do work customer service, and same sporadic schedule. I mean, usually I will get 2 days in a row off. It's very rare that I'll have a one-day weekend, except unless it's one of those weird schedule transitions things.
Yeah.
But it's very rare to get the actual weekend off. Usually I get just random days in the middle of the fucking week off, and that's annoying. I'm cooking dinner right now, by the way. So in case you're wondering why we're late, that's entirely my fault. I accept the blame. I'm terribly sorry. But this time I have a good reason. I was actually out doing something. Nicole, who most of you will know from the American Gods video, basically invited Rosie and I to accompany her and her kids to a like a haunted walk thing that they were holding in one of the parks here. And it was basically like a haunted house, but all outdoors. And, you know, people dress up and jump out at you and all that.
I've done one of those. They're fun.
Yeah. So, anyway, so we went to that, and it was packed. Like, it was a huge lineup to get in. Basically, it's a huge event. It's all done for charity. I don't know what the charity is off the top of my head, but it was something good anyway. But something charitable. But no, it was really fun. We had a good time. Got out and, you know, out and about. And but, of course, it ran a little bit late. She basically picked us up at 7. We got there about 8. The whole thing took about an hour. And then got back here about 9:30. So I just quickly threw some dinner in and got the show ready to go. So here we are. Contrary to some people's beliefs, I was not staying at home marathoning Stranger Things Season 2. I've not actually watched any of it yet, but...
Oh my fucking god, me and Stylman watched the first 5 episodes last night.
Oh, wow.
Watched the last 4 tonight.
Nice.
But holy fucking shit.
Good
Oh
stuff.
my fucking god! You will not want to put it down.
Nice. See, that's what I'm afraid.
I was tempted to beg Justin for one more episode, but it's not.
That's why that's why I'm hesitant to start it, because I know I'm not going to want to stop, and I've got way more movies I need to watch and review and stuff, so it might have to wait a little bit. So that's okay.
But it's Halloween related.
It's not going anywhere.
You could do it as part of your reviews. It is Halloween related.
Well, I suppose it is kind of, but
I'm not at all trying to get you to start watching it. Nope.
Hey, I waited a while to watch season 1, so you know I can wait a bit to watch season 2. I mean, it's just gonna be, if the sooner I watch it, the longer I'm gonna have to wait for season 3, right? So I figure if I wait a bit, it'll all be okay. I'll be fine.
I don't know, next month some other Netflix original drops and I'll watch that. And that's how it's going to be. It's going to be like at some point it's going to be every week a new Netflix original drops, and it's going to be like, I'm probably going to want to watch most of them. Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff coming, for sure. There's some really good Marvel ones in the pipeline. I know The Punisher is starting sometime soonish.
And then they're going to lose all of them to the Disney network.
You think that's what's going to happen? They're going to lose all the Netflix ones? You're gonna...
That's absolutely what's going to happen. They confirmed it.
Yeah, in 2019, that's when the deal ends. So we'll at least get a few more seasons of like Punisher and Defenders and Daredevil and all those other ones.
We'll at least get one more Daredevil, one more Jessica Jones.
We'll probably get 2 more, honestly, because they'll be able to film it and release it before the deal ends.
Hopefully, yeah.
Get
on that, people who make those shows.
And they probably will have some sort of deals where they'll be able to at least keep the content that they produced, right?
I hope so.
They better.
Major Madoka says, let's postpone SNI until Zaren Isaac watches all of season 2 of Stranger Things.
No.
Like, thanks for joining us on our last episode of SNI.
That's right. See you in a few months.
But you put that kind of pressure on it, you'll never watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, see, someone today asked me if I was doing any more Halloween reviews, and it's like, well, I was, but then you asked me if I was doing more, so now you just have to wait even longer.
So expect Halloween reviews in January.
There you go. Happy Halloween, everybody, and New Year's, and Christmas, and Thanksgiving.
Halloween year.
It's the year of Halloween. I could totally do that. Just like not give
Halloween.
myself any pressure whatsoever. It's just like, it's gonna be Halloween all year. I'm just gonna do reviews whenever. Enjoy.
Happy Halloween, Steve.
Well, I've been talking about doing the year of horror at some point. What form that will take, and when or if I will do it, I don't know. Maybe it will. You never know.
Starting now. We'll just all the horror stuff.
Starting yesterday.
It's like, wow.
And then we'll start our new show about horror movies where we'll watch a movie together and then review it.
That's
live
right.
afterwards.
So just be all horror all the time. We will be
live
those horror guys. Zaranikernak.
What?
Suddenly,
Oh god, it's a wild cast. Hello.
Hey, it's a wild cast.
I'm sorry.
Wow, crashing into the room.
That is the first horseman of the apocalypse, Cass.
So before I forget, Nicole wanted me to deliver a message to you, Cass.
Oh, yeah?
She said, unfortunately, she's not able to get to a computer in time for the show tonight, so let it just be said that you dodged a bullet.
I dodged a bullet.
Yes.
I think I know what this is about.
Oh, I know you know what it's about. My little bother, ladies and gentlemen, living up to his name. Even Alex called you out on that. I was like, wow, even Alex does not approve.
No, he's mostly with Alex. It's mostly just him being a troll.
Yeah.
I think he saw your reaction to it, and he was just mimicking that just for the sake of.
Oh, I see.
He was getting on your side to troll me.
I see. Okay. On that note, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and that's why I thought to clarify that I am only being a little bother and not actually repulsed by the statement.
Yes, I know. I need to check on my food. I'll be right back.
Well, and he'll never explain a joke ever.
I'll explain. So.
Respond on Facebook.
Yeah, so was it? Yeah, no. Sean posted a thing a while ago. It was tag someone who's made your 2017 better or something like that. So he tagged Nicole, and he wrote actually a very heartfelt and touching thing like that. To which I immediately responded with the Jim Carrey trying not to gag gif from Dumb and Dumber. And then immediate angry emoticon from Sean in reaction to it. And then my best friend angried it as well. And then he said, he just said, "That was insensitive, Cassidy," and tagged me.
I fear that I offended you with my private message I sent you not too long ago.
I actually didn't even look at what it was.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
It's just a really weird picture.
Live heartbreak.
My responses, my first thought was shapes.
Oh, no, that was hilarious.
It was this really ugly, like, fat black guy with pants, like baggy pants, and it said, "Give this guy a rapper name." I'm like, my first thought was shapes.
Oh god.
Everyone was calling him like DJ 2-Ton, 6-Pack, and all this kind of stuff. I'm like,
Dinner time.
That's what it's someone beat you to it, guy.
I was reminded today. I totally forgot.
Shake and bake pork chops and butter and herb side dish pasta thing.
That
There we go.
the original release of Red Alert 3 in the live action cutscenes,
I've
they
got
got
meaty pasta.
as one of the American soldiers.
Do they what?
Turkey.
They
They got
who?
Ric Flair to be one of the American
Oh, Ric
soldiers.
Flair.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he even does that too. Like at the very end, he'll just go, "Woo!" and he'll cut away.
Amazing.
That's funny. That had some of the best live action cast I'd seen in a long time.
Oh, I know. I mean, and it
Amazing.
stretched. That amazing cast stretched all the way to the recent games that came out like 5 or 6 years ago.
Nice. I frequently
then
see
it
those on
had-
sale on Steam. I should get them.
If you're a Command & Conquer fan, the new Red Alert 3s and the Tiberian Wars are must-owns.
So
Yeah, I love Command & Conquer. I just haven't had the chance to play much of them because they're very time-consuming.
That's right. You're a huge fan of the Generals series.
Well, I wouldn't say a huge fan. I enjoyed it. It was fun, but I prefer more the sort of classic Command & Conquer style.
For me, it's always been Red Alert 2.
Yeah, I know him.
Red Alert 2 is like their magnum opus. It's like the best game in the Command & Conquer franchise.
I don't know if I can't remember if I played. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I played at least one of the Red Alerts. I can't remember.
Oh my god.
I got the Decade collection a while back, and I played samplings of a bunch of pretty much all of them.
ow.
Yeah.
I just found all,
collection.
Spaghetti just hit me in the eye.
I found all Ric Flair clips from Command & Conquer.
Stout,
All
shut
the
up.
Fire clips.
Cat's got whacked by a noodle.
Watch it.
Whip you with a wet noodle.
I was slurping. I just went.
Wet noodle. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Whiplash.
I'll be honest, I've had that happen to me.
Well, there you go.
It's not.
So, Cass, I was just telling everybody that I went to. It was basically a haunted walk through one of the parks in Nanoose Bay.
Oh, nice.
And, with Nicole and her kids, and Rosie and I joined them. And I was thinking of you when you participated in one of those haunted events as one of the performers in them.
Oh, yes.
Because this one was like that. It was like a whole bunch of... they had like little kids dressed up as creepy ghost children jumping out and stuff. I thought it was like, oh, that's adorable. But it's like, wow, they're like Rosie's age, and they're participating. I thought it was great. And then the obligatory creepy clown with the chainsaw.
Of course.
Clowns aren't scary enough as they are. They need a chainsaw.
Yes, of course.
There is a bit
I
in
actually don't find clowns scary. I find them weird. They're just odd. Like when you look at them, they're just like you just go, what? Why? What? Huh? Weird.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't find it like funny weird, like a weird. It's like off-putting weird.
Off-putting.
There's a bit in the new Patton Oswalt special on Netflix.
Oh
He's
god.
talking about taking his daughter to a haunted house, and it made me lose my shit. I'm not going to tell you the joke because I'll fuck it up.
Okay.
You need to go see that. It's
All right.
hilarious.
His new special just got released like the other day, like a week or two ago.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've heard it'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry. It's everything. Yeah.
It'll make you laugh and cry at the same time.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out.
I'm like it's like might be one of the best comedy specials of all time. It's in there. It's really fucking good.
Nice.
My favorite thing that Patton Oswalt's ever done for me personally was his podium rant he did about Star Trek.
Star Wars? You mean
the Star Wars? Sorry,
Star Wars. The Star Wars filibuster. Yeah.
Yes. Star Wars.
Brilliant.
Marvel crossing over.
That was just sheer. Was that off the cuff?
Yep.
I think it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Clearly, he's a huge Star Wars fan, though.
And a huge Marvel fan. Huge movie fan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it. I need to see it again, but just like for it being.
It was a while ago. It was all about the prequels and how they were horrible and how Star Wars could be great again and
make Star Wars great again.
I was just thinking.
That's right.
When you're talking about haunted house, I participated in. Sean, I thought you were going to talk about our infamous ones at the at CNE. The very unscary haunted houses.
The very unscary ones. Yeah, those were.
Well, like I remember going through one of those with you, like as a kid, and even as a kid, I was laughing my head off. How ridiculous it was.
Well, it was funny because you were so scared in anticipation of going. I'm like, no, trust me, just we'll go through. It's just a ride through. You don't have to walk or anything. It just kind of pulls you through. And I go, oh, okay. So we go. And it's like the ride through ones are like the least scary ones possible because. First off, the lights aren't quite dim enough, so you can often see what's coming before as you're approaching.
Yeah.
And second off, the thing that you end up getting jump scared by would be like a skeleton with an alarm bell in its chest or something. Like not even bothering to hide it. It's just like it's a skeleton with an alarm bell.
Well, it's on like a mechanical arm, so it just moves out a foot towards you. Ring. And that's it. That was the scary thing. Yeah. It was like basically it was just a house full of just bells and sirens and.
But that's kind of the premise of of Toby Hooper's Funhouse, you know. Like, those, but then he goes in and there's actually a horrendously disfigured creep that murders people, jerks off. I think. No joke.
It was actually even more disturbing than that, but yes.
Yes, I know. I'm just.
It's very off-putting, as you say, but
Toby Hooper's very good at making films that made you.
Like squirm.
Yeah, squirm for sure.
Yeah.
Like, like the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like the finger sucking scene, the blood. It's like, oh, ew.
I really like the Funhouse. A lot of people shit on it, but I really enjoyed it a lot, actually.
Super underrated. It's so good.
It really is.
I'm gonna be rewatching it this year for my Hooptober. Which is named after Toby Hooper, obviously. And, it's on my pile. Well, it's not in this pile. It's over there. I need to move this pile because I'm getting low.
I really liked it. Oh, yeah, and it has that one guy who plays, like, 3 different carnival barkers in it.
Yes. I cannot remember his name, but yes.
Can't either, but, yeah, I thought that was funny how he plays 3 completely different characters.
I feel like I should honor that down.
Yeah, I reviewed that a few Halloweens ago. It was my first time seeing it. And I really liked it.
Also, you should check out the Joe Bob Briggs intro for it from Monster Edition. Good shit. Cool. Kevin Conway, by the way.
That's who it was, yeah. I knew that at one point.
No, it's like The Quick and the Dead and like a bunch of other character actors. He's in a lot of things.
That's probably why they gave him a bunch of roles, just to kind of have fun.
Oh, yeah. Because it was also part of the theme about, like, it's technically the same mystical character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's not really explained. It's just like a concept. Listen to the commentary on that one. Good shit.
Yeah. Is that Toby doing the commentary for that?
Yes.
Nice.
He also did Slaughterhouse 5. Kevin.
Slaughterhouse 5 was good. That's one I need to see again.
He did an episode. He did a guest spot in Miami Vice as Commander Fox.
Billy
he's in
Pilgrim
the Elephant Man.
Not forget the It's another great movie.
Anyway, there's a whole fireworks. He was Cottless on Next Generation.
Mm-hmm. I hear fireworks out there. I think a lot of people are celebrating Halloween tonight. Which makes sense. The closest Saturday to it.
But yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. He's also in Black Knight. I believe that's the Martin Lawrence. He's also in Martin Lawrence Black Knight film. So there's that. But the other problem being character actors who actually do movies like that.
Mm-hmm.
People remember that the wrong
whatever
reason.
pays the bills, man.
Oh, I know. That's how we looked at it too. He probably had fun doing every movie he ever did.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or most of them, at least.
Yeah.
Like Donald Pleasance, that's what he just enjoyed playing characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did, like everything.
Donald Pleasance
You got
is
to
great.
read off him, I guess.
He was Donald Pleasance was originally offered the role of Van Helsing in the Frank Langella Dracula, but he turned it down because he had just done Halloween and felt it would be too close to the Loomis character.
Yes.
So instead, they really wanted him in it. So instead, he played the part of Dr. Seward, the head of the sanitarium where Renfield was.
Is constantly eating these little butterscotch candies.
Yes.
So, like, Donald Pleasance gets all the screen time. They can't cut while they're like.
I think there's a nod to that in Halloween H2O, by the way, because there's a scene where Laurie Strode is talking to her sort of boyfriend guy, and as they're talking throughout this entire scene, he's just like nomming away on this hard candy and like sucking on it as he's talking and like clacking around in his teeth. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, finish the candy. I'm waiting for the crunch to signify that the candy is done. But he just kept, like, rolling it around in his mouth and, like, so anyway, that's what happened. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, he just finished this damn candy. But now that I know that backstory, I'm sure that must have been, like, a little sort of jab.
That 100% nod.
That just reminds me of that infamous scene in Bad Santa between John Ritter and Bernie Mac when he's just calmly eating the orange.
Oh, yeah.
Old John Ritter's describing this lewd sex act and everything. And
that's right.
one point you hear him, he's like choking on some of the orange juice. Oh! Just like eating this orange in the most revolting fashion possible.
That's
calmly
right. Yeah.
Sitting there.
Sucking on it and slurping it. And I swear he went through several oranges in that scene, dude. He's just like really into those oranges.
Yeah. Like chain oranging.
Anyway, pickups? Pickups now?
I have two.
Wait, I feel like, Cass, are you in the middle of the story?
Probably. I usually am.
Oh, okay. I've got 3 items for my pickups.
That's a safe assumption.
Cass never finishes a story ever.
I feel like you were in the middle of the story.
Well, no, we were talking about the haunted houses, and I mentioned the C&E one.
All right, and just how sad they were.
Yeah, and how pathetic it was.
Even to a child who should scare easily.
Well, actually, when you're talking about the one I participated, I was going to tell that story.
Oh, okay.
Because I know you always love that one. So
yes,
it was
tell that story.
So, which was back when I was in Sea Cadets in high school. And every year, there was like this little fall festival near where we were. And our Sea Cadet Corps would run the haunted house. So I had to be in charge of running it one year. And I did different roles. Like I was working the sound booth at one point, so I got to get on the microphone and make scary voices and stuff. And
nice.
We had like a little spider on a string, so I would watch when people, because I could see them from inside the booth. I'd watch when they walk by, and I'd dangle the spider in front and hear them scream on the other side of the wall. And
smile, satisfied.
Yeah, exactly. There was actually, we had a little like window from the sound booth you could open, so I could leap out and jump at people. And
nice.
It was fun. But the best role by far was when I got.
Just the way you worded that. I could leap out and jump at people. Just like leap out and then jump. Ha ha! Ha
You make it sound like I forgot what to do. I just like leap out in their path.
That just
like,
reminds me.
Boo!
Look confused for a second.
That just reminds me of when you played Silent Filter and you like did a commando roll and then jumped straight up in front of a guy and he shot you.
Oh god, I need to see that.
That was
I think
the
that
best.
was. I think that wasn't that the It wasn't Siphon Filter. It was Splinter Cell. That's what
Splinter Cell.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Splinter
Splinter Cell. Never get those two mixed up.
Jumping up and down in front of the guy I'm trying to stealthily avoid.
I'm
over here.
When you have Rosie, you need to do that while drinking. That would be so much fun. You would just be laughing.
I'm not horrible enough at it already.
Especially with us, because we were doing live commentary with that one, so we'll be literally in giggle loops causing you to laugh, and so...
For some reason, this reminds me of, I think it was Area 51, when one of the aliens that like had a grenade or something like that threw it right as the door was closing, and ended up blowing himself up. Because I just remember, like, you could see him kind of like going like he's going to throw something, then the door closes, and you just hear this muffled like, oh, on the other side of the door, and then the door opens and he's dead.
Perfect.
Bluzo is a monster.
That just worked itself out.
Literally blew himself up. That's great.
Don't we have to finish Killzone still?
Yes, there's still Killzone 3. We finished 1 and 2. Remember, the second one was the one with that really crazy boss fight, where the guy kept teleporting in and out all over the place, and like, And now
we have Discord, so the latency is much lower too.
That's true. Yeah, that should help.
That'd be great.
So anyway, my role that I absolutely loved was I got to. There's like a little. It was near the end of the haunted house. There's a little graveyard scene set up, and we had a coffin, which like was big enough for me to crawl into. So basically, I'd be lying in this box in the graveyard, and I'd wait till people would come up, and then just open the door, wah, and scare them, right? And so
do that.
And also, and I had a radio with me, so they would radio and they'd let me know if like a really little kid was coming out or something like that. So then I would make sure to like come out well before they got up to it. I'd come out slowly and like wave or something silly. Like I wouldn't actually try to scare them if it was like a 3-year-old or something, right? So anyway, one of my friends got on the radio and said there was a group of older ladies coming through, and apparently like really easy to scare, so like have fun.
Give them all heart attacks.
Oh, Biddy.
And so they come around the corner, and first of all, it took forever to get to the graveyard.
Of course.
Because they're like admiring all the art. We're like, oh, this is really neat. I think this is like high school, and like commenting and everything and like that. So in the meantime, I'm sitting in the coffin getting the giggles with anticipation of how good the scare is going to be. I'm like trying to calm myself down.
Boo!
Well, and I also don't want to jump too early, right? Because I want to like get the altar. Yeah. And so, like, I waited and waited and waited so patiently until they were
coffin.
Right.
Hurry up already! Slam!
And so I waited until I could hear them right outside the box looking at the graveyard scene. And then just, boo! And they all jumped like you wouldn't believe. And they start laughing and like that, and they start looking at. And then they sat there, they kept commenting on everything and looking at everything and that. So I waited another minute or two, and then I jumped out again, and I scared them just as good the second time. That's right. I got them like 4 times. For the final one.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
The final one was like they're trying to find their way out, and I was like, over that way. Like, oh, thank you.
Brilliant.
And so then this is the part that Sean loves is the next group comes through, and I'm all kind of revved up from my good scare I got on the old people and like that. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to get this next group just as good. I didn't realize it was a little kid.
Oh, no.
So I literally, boo! And I just see this kid just stop and look at me, sheer terror. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll just put that in the box.
This is like 5-year-old or something?
Yeah, I think so. I must have missed the announcement on the
I
radio.
don't know, I just imagine somebody like trying to adjust when they see that it's a little kid being, I love you.
Come out on a
I'm sorry.
Apparently there was one every year, and that was my turn.
Yay! One child traumatized per year.
We gotta get a fan who wants to animate some of these stories. They can get like a short.
Yeah.
With all the exaggerations and all the side.
Oh my god!
All the
that would be
hijacking,
amazing.
All the hijackings. Like, especially when like you start yelling or something, and you turn like Super Saiyan hair. And you're like, I can imagine all the crazy sight gags and shit.
I just love to see the animation of the time when I wasn't even on video, and I said I was giving you all the finger frantically, and the wind from my hands was making my CPU spike.
That was great.
So Major Motoko.
Actually, no, a really good animated one would be the night of my technical woes when I kept phoning Sean.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then at the one point, Eric's like doing his pickups, and Sean just loses it because he's like, "I'm just picturing Cass just smacking the crap out of the computer."
Don't rip it out.
96 trash cans to be good.
There is a clip.
Any of the million of shit stories would be fucking great.
Oh my god, the shit stories.
Especially some of the ones that
Animated.
just killed. You know, there's a few that just slayed.
Yeah. Major Motoko says, read some new things about possibly why EA got rid of Visceral Games. Amy Hennigs was removing recognizable elements from the Star Wars project that she was heading up, which very upset EA. Aha. So maybe been partially creative differences. Also...
But yeah, partial
profit.
creative differences on one project wouldn't bring the entire development company down.
No.
No, it's the fact that Visceral Games hasn't really made anything since Dead Space 3.
Yeah.
That's the reason they brought it down. And if you go back and watch, Guru Larry just did a video on EA about the
Boogie did as well, actually.
about the 10 companies that EA like acquired and then absolutely decimated.
Yeah.
Lots of
And they all died for the same reason. Is because
corporate tactic. Yeah.
they bought them up because they made a bunch of really good games,
Yeah.
and when they were under EA's hood, they made some mediocre games, and as soon as they were mediocre, bam, they were gone.
Well, also...
And a lot of
well,
those creative teams will then leave that company, form a new company, and
yeah,
and
but...
that company's a shell now anyway.
A lot of it also was that, the company would make a couple of really good games, EA would buy them, and then when EA owned them, they would EA-ify them and get their fingers in far too much, completely ruin the next game in the franchise, and then blame the company for it. So then they just let the company die.
EA is that fat-fingered guy who can't stop getting his fingers inside a cooch.
Exactly. It's like just...
bothering. Get your hands off me.
You have already seen that this company has a proven track record with these two games that got your attention in the first place. How about leave them the fuck alone, let them make another hit for you, and...
Just give them money and tell them to make some.
But we're the rich guys with all the money. We know better than you do. We know what's going to sell.
EA buys it because they want that. Like, they'll buy a company that's made like a sequel or an original game and a sequel, and they want the IP, right?
Yeah.
So they buy up the company, and then they'll give them a game to say, hey, make a new game, with a new IP or whatever, right? And here's some money, and then they will just hack and slash at it until the company dies on the vine, so they can keep the IP and not it's horrible. I hate it.
Yeah, I know. It's bullshit. But I was gonna say Boogie did a video about that too, where he just kind of briefly touched on all the various things that they ruined.
Yeah. They're a corporation. They're not a game company.
I know, which is a shame because they used to be a game company many years
real
ago.
Real artists who are would say no, we're not gonna sell. But the other thing you have to understand is probably by the time EA's contacted them, they're up to their eyeballs in debt, and that's relief. You know, that kills the bills, and they can move on.
And it's quite an achievement.
I get that. At that point, just go for it. You got to pay your fucking bills, man. I can't get mad at you.
I have to admit, it is quite an achievement on EA's part to be more hated than Capcom.
Somehow, Capcom's hated because they're inept with their franchises.
Yeah.
And same with Konami. They're not hated because they're corporations that gobble up good game companies and spit them out like used bubble gum. That's the that's what EA fucking
No,
does.
they're hated because, especially Capcom is hated because
Whoa, I'm so
they were such an amazing company, and then up until like 5 or 6 years ago, they started making some really awkward business decisions that really put some like hardcore Capcom fans put a really sour taste in their mouth. And it all started with the Marvel vs. Capcom on disc DLC.
Oh, it's like
the
a
download-
that was already on the disc still?
Yeah, the downloadable content you have to go online to pay for. They data mined the disc and found out that all that content was already on the disc they had paid for.
That's not cool. What if
No.
I had to download the content and add it to my install? That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
don't put it on
all
the
the
fucking
download was a code that unlocked the content that was already on the disc.
We did a paywall for the disc.
Okay.
Yeah, and that did not set right for the game.
If you can't afford to sell it for $60, then sell it for fucking $90 and just bite down on the bullet and say, well, guess what? You don't want fucking DLC, you don't want paywalls, you don't want pay to play. This is what it costs now. $95, you buy your fucking game, or you don't get to fucking play the game. If you have to do that, then you have to do that. That's how you have to set the precedence. And a company like EA is going to have to do it because they're big enough to eat it. They have to eat dick for like however long as a loss leader on the new system, you know, and then everyone else will follow suit. But EA's got to be able to do that. But instead, they're just doing DLC. And
I think the whole entire industry needs to do that.
I agree. I think
you do agree
way too little. Me, the guy who buys games for $5, is saying that games cost too little. By the way, I know it's son of a bitch, and I know Steam itself has eroded the marketplace of digital PC games.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way to fix that is to just stop making things cheap. EA's already done that. Like Steam, they don't make anything on sale for any kind of decent price.
I need to
Doesn't
answer
really
a couple
$20.
questions here in the chat. Mystic says, Garbage Gamer, you're letting the basement turn to shit. Pick up your shit. All that back there is not my shit.
Yeah, it's not his stuff, yo.
It's my dad's.
You see where the edge of the bed is?
Oh.
That's the edge of his room.
The edge of the bed is where the edge of my
There's
space
like a pillar just to the right of this image there. That's basically where a wall would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. All this stuff stacked up nice and neatly. That's all my shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
So he did pick up his shit. So never you mind about all that other shit. That shit's not his shit.
I seen garbage.
So how does that make you feel, Mystic?
I
Well,
see garbage.
How does
Shit.
that make you feel?
Yeah.
I seen garbage space get messy. It's generally fairly neat, honestly.
Major
Look at this shit. Look at these piles of. Those are all packages I gotta send people.
Yeah. See, now Skin Slip's a slob.
Oh, I'm a slob too. I'm just not showing it.
I am also a slob, and I
Also,
don't.
Yeah.
I'm not showing you the floor. I'm just showing you up here where the air is nice and
I
tidy.
don't know if I'm
Yeah,
not
your
a slob.
ceiling is very tidy. Well done.
Exactly.
I'm just messy. I'm just messy.
to answer Mystic's other question, Sean has a PS4. I just need
I haven't
to.
sent it to him.
I just don't have it in my possession yet.
Yeah, it's not in his possession yet. 'Cause we're trying to work out a way to ship it because it's costing almost $100 to ship it.
Yes.
That-
And he keeps and it took a little longer because Destiny 2 wouldn't run on his PS4 Pro, so he played it on that one for a while.
I played it on that one for
So.
a bit.
So as soon as
Because
I heard that, I was
mindset.
like, "Oh crap! Now I'm never gonna get it."
Mystic, you have no idea. He's like a few boxes away from Order episode. No. I have.
Yeah.
I have. Look at my movies here. What am I looking at? Look at all that. By the way, that's video games, comics, and then I have a closet full of stuff too, which you can barely see there. And then I had these two shelves right here in front of the camera that are also full of stuff. And I've got a bookshelf, and I've got piles of books and boxes of books. I've got a lot of shit, dude. I had an apartment worth of stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like
I love it because when there's an earthquake, his media will be the thing that kills him.
yes,
No, none of my shelves are high-end.
he died the way he lived, buried in media. Sorry, Major Motoko said something, and it
All the
scrolled
shelves
off.
are bolted, and also none of my media shelves are above 4 feet tall.
He said, look at Mass Effect franchise. Edmonton Studio made the great Mass Effect games, but when Vancouver took over making Mass Effect Andromeda, that is the most poor Mass Effect game ever made, and possibly damaging the franchise. A similar thing could happen if EA ever has one of their B studios take over making a Dead Space revival. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, if you want a
entirely
perfect
true.
example of what happens when EA goes, so yeah, look at fucking Mass Effect Andromeda. And just let that be the poster child.
Oh yeah, and there was Sherlock sleeping in her little curled pup.
That'd be the poster child of just like, what the fuck? Seriously.
What are you doing?
We made 3 games that, according to the gaming industry and most people, are fucking sci-fi masterpieces.
Absolutely.
And then you
Space opera.
like, yeah, and then you diarrhea shit out this thing, and say that it's going to be the reboot of the franchise, the new saga. As no. No.
Go fucking hell, yeah.
I remember with Mass Effect 3, seeing like people getting outraged by DLC, how the real ending you had to purchase as DLC.
Oh yeah,
to get the actual ending of the story.
That's neat, didn't they?
There was a lot of unhappy people about that. Well, wait a minute.
That's
so I don't
still
even.
not as bad as.
So I have to pay extra just to
Mass
get the
Effect
ending of the
Fourth.
game. I mean, it's one thing if it's a bonus mission or a side mission or what, or a bonus story or something like that, but to get the ending of the game, it's ridiculous.
Like
People were all disappointed. People were all disappointed by the ending. I was like, what the fuck? It ends like that? And then EA announced, oh, check out this DLC. It has the real ending. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
You sons of bitches.
So yeah, I just waited for the trilogy collection that has all the DLC included, and I bought it on sale for like $30. So like less than half the price of one game. I got the whole trilogy with all the DLC. This is why it pays to wait sometimes, kids.
You're the reason gaming is dying.
I'm no.
I do find it personally, since I really have no connection with the Mass Effect franchise, since I'm not an RPG player. I did find it kind of funny in a little way that the DLC for Mass Effect 3 literally gave you the ending of red, green, or blue. That's it.
Excellent.
But the new new Mass Effect game that just came out this year, I actually watched some people playing it on Twitch, and I can tell you, like, it's worse than just having to deal with paying for DLC just to get the real ending, right?
Yeah.
Not only is the gameplay mediocre, but just like the level of bugs that game had were about as bad as like the Star Trek.
I have an official
It
number.
was just
I know the official
terrible.
number of bugs. I know the official number. It's 11 billion.
I just like to say at this juncture, I love the fact that Star Trek game has become our gauge for bugginess. It's like on a scale of 1 to Star Trek, how buggy is it?
Well, I'm sorry, but you could watch like a 10-minute video and be almost pissing yourself laughing from just how buggy 10 minutes of gameplay that is.
Oh my god, that is. Like
it's just holy shit.
The funniest thing ever. When you're on YouTube, do a video search for "We Broke Star Trek." It's
oh my god!
We broke Star Trek. It is like the funniest 15 minutes.
It's the funniest fucking thing you've ever seen.
It's the funniest thing on the
of these two guys playing this just ridiculously broken game that was released to the market. It was a tie-in with the first the 2009 movie. And oh my god, it was hilariously broken. Like the bugs in this thing
on SNI. Yeah, and died on camera.
It's on one of the live stream archives. You can actually see when we watched it and what our live reaction was.
We're just wheezing with laughter. We cannot...
Hilarious.
So fucking funny.
One of the all-time greats.
Yep, that's a moment that will live in infamy.
It's been like in terms of gaming, it seems like the past 10 or so years, maybe even longer, a lot of the AAA companies have been putting out fewer and fewer great titles.
Yeah.
When they do get it right, it's usually fantastic because they put a lot of money into it and a lot of time into it, and it actually was good. You know?
I think
when it's bad, it's just like you put a lot of money into it, you put a lot of time into it, and it's garbage.
I think that's why. why a lot of people now are moving more towards the indie developers, because the indie developers are the real pioneers right now, and the ones that are, you know, they don't have as much at stake. You know, it's a couple guys in their basement putting a game together, or, you know, a team of maybe 12 people, and they don't have as much at stake. They just want to kind of get their stuff out there, and they're doing it because they have a love of games and a love of the, you know.
Well, I think they have them being also indie developers and not having, like you were saying, that much at stake. That gives them a huge advantage because they can just sit there and watch what all these AAA developers are doing and just write it down and go, okay, let's not do any of that.
Yeah, exactly. If that's not working for them, it sure as hell isn't going to work for us. So let's not do that. But yeah, honestly, some of the best games that I've played in the past year and a half have been indie games. You know, just ones from little backwater studios that put out a game, and you can tell like it's a big labor of love. And well,
I mean, I can name two right off the bat released this year.
Yeah.
Both from indie developers. One is an indie developer, but it was released by a major development company, and that's Sonic Mania.
Yeah.
And Cuphead.
Cuphead, yeah.
Those are also Owlboy was really fucking good.
Which one?
Owlboy.
Oh, Owlboy. I'm talking about.
Night. I mean, like.
Oh no, games released this year.
Oh, okay. Well, like, there's been a lot of them, like roguelike.
Specifically this year, as in like the last month.
Oh, okay.
Last month.
Cuphead, man.
Cuphead and Sonic Mania.
I want to get that.
Those two just nailed it, knocked it out.
Hollow Knight was a great game from earlier this year too. Hollow Knight was
that
game is balls hard and it's good.
I was gonna say Bendy and the Ink Machine is wonderful. Bendy, just a great story, just fantastic art design on it. Some of the other scary ones I played too, like Among the Sleep, the one where you played the toddler with the mother monster following you everywhere. That was terrifying and also very emotionally powerful. Like, it was just a really, really unique experience. And the Amnesia games, I mean, that's an independent studio doing those. You know, they started off with Penumbra, had that a big hit, and they did Amnesia, was the next sort of logical progression of that. And then they did Soma, and like each one they do is bigger and bigger and bigger because they're getting more and more successful because they've had consistent quality for their games. And just found a system that, you know, in terms of the gameplay system that works. But yeah, I mean, but I found that it's like I used to be all about the AAA titles. It was all about the big studio games, the big ones getting all the press. And I found that in recent years I've had less and less interest in those because they just haven't been anything that really grabs me. You know, it just seems like, oh, another Call of Duty, great. Oh, another multiplayer deathmatch game, great. Don't care about any of that, thanks. You know, I like to play games for an experience or for just time-wasting fun. You know? The
indie developers now, the modern indie developers, are taking the place of what the AAA developers were like 15 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
Like what these people were doing 15 years ago, these indie developers are doing now, while the AAAs are moving on to pander to modern generation, you know, short attention span, you know, that kind of
the common denominator.
Video games,
really.
The common denominator. Yeah. The Major League Gaming, the MLG gamers, that kind of stuff, which is fine. They're allowed to have their own community or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not us. It's not long-time gamers. These are newer, modern generation gamers. You know, that kind of stuff. We're two very separate people.
I have Fromage Mordant Doritos.
Ooh, nice. Zesty Mordant.
Zesty Mordant chips.
Zesty Mordant, yeah.
So.
I prefer the regular nature.
Regular nature is good.
So did 8-year-old me, apparently.
Oh, you actually did think that was the name, didn't you?
I did. I used to say.
What, the regular nature?
Yeah. I'm going to the store. I was like, can you get the regular nature chips? It's a good thing I didn't grow up now, because she come back with some like organic gluten-free shit.
I know it would actually
called Nature Brand. Yeah,
it would actually be called Regular Nature.
Like, what the hell is this shit?
I was just gonna say I think I have something here that's called Nature's Nectar.
Nature's Nectar.
Okay.
The only thing I can think of right now are my pumpkin seeds, which are from Southern Grove.
Ooh.
Okay.
You don't want any of those Northern Grove ones. They suck.
No.
Yeah.
Matoko says. Sorry. Major Matoko says, what I heard about modern AAA developers is forcing gamers to buy loot boxes to succeed in games.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Pay to win.
Yep.
There used to be, I remember seeing a comment.
What was the game that did that?
A comic that sort of commented on that. Where it's like, guy sort of sits back, all satisfied, he's like, I finally managed to unlock everything. I've now completed the game 100%. And then, that's a gamer then. And then a gamer now, I finally managed to buy everything. Now I have 100%.
Oh yeah, people are complaining that apparently Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is going to have that. With the loot boxes, pay to win.
People are... Yeah, it's implementing a system that's very similar to Overwatch, where you have loot boxes that you earn by leveling up, or you can pay money and buy loot boxes.
Yeah.
It doesn't guarantee you're going to get good crap out of it. It's just you're buying. It's like buying mystery packages and mystery boxes. Same shit.
Yeah. So you can earn them.
It's amazing how people were bitching about that, and yet no one bitches about it from Overwatch.
So you can earn them, or you can buy them ahead of time.
You can buy them and try to get your chances of getting it now, or play the fucking game, earn your chances to random roll for items.
Yeah, see, that's like when I was playing Defiance, they had that where you could, after you level up or whatever, or gain a certain amount of points, you could go to these stations and buy a loot box that would have some kind of random item. But they would have also certain times, if you just happened to be there, where they'd have like an extra good loot box that if you had enough points, you could go in and grab that, and you might get something really, really good. But there was the option to buy loot boxes, but it wasn't a necessity. You could still just play for free and just earn stuff by leveling up.
And I think a modern game that does that very well, and it's very popular, and I do play it quite a lot, Destiny 2. Destiny and Destiny 2 they introduced it in, I think, year 2 of the first Destiny. It was called the Eververse.
Yeah.
And it had the silver that you can earn, or you could buy. You could buy silver, and you could use that to purchase items in the game. But everything you can purchase in the game, you can also legitimately earn.
Yeah.
While playing the game, there was nothing in the game that was completely locked out of you that you had to buy.
Yeah.
And that's where, as long as it's like that, I don't think a game is quote-unquote pay to win. Especially a game like Destiny that's not primarily competitive.
Yeah. I remember there's a couple things that you could buy, or that you could only access yourself if you bought them in Defiance. But it was the type of thing, like, if you knew a guy who already had that thing, like, there was a certain way that you could trigger, like, sort of raid events. So you could buy the ability to trigger those events rather than just waiting for them to occur naturally in the game. Or if you knew somebody who was able to trigger it, you could just have him trigger it. So
yeah,
but it wasn't a necessity.
Necessity.
You could. I mean, I never paid a cent for Defiance. I only ever played it for free, and there was hundreds of hours worth of entertainment there. I mean, there's like countless stories, like just a really lengthy campaign that you can do.
I've played tons of those like that.
Yeah, tons of side missions, and there's cooperative stuff. You can go on raids with just random people and then go off on your own again after.
Yeah, it's actually great.
I did that in the D&D.
A lot of fun.
Everyone's talking about it. It got this big, massive update, apparently. It completely changes the game. That's Warframe. Warframe has got like this big open world now, and apparently they retooled the whole game to where now it's not a pay to win anymore. Is it? Yeah, they have all the pay models still there, but now you can earn everything in the game.
Like I don't have a problem with like not even being able to earn everything in the game. It's things that you, as long as the things you see for free are just cosmetic.
Yeah.
Like, so if it's like I can't earn the skins for free, I have to pay for those. Fine, that's perfectly acceptable.
I have no problem with that.
Just don't make it so that you can pay for a boost to your damage, because that's pay to win immediately.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's why people were bitching about Battlefront.
They did that to PlanetSide too, and I walked away.
Oh,
yeah,
exactly.
The first Battlefront was that people were just buying Han Solo's blaster for with money and then being instantly god in the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, that's bullshit.
It was annoying. I just stopped playing multiplayer. I would just do the bot skirmishes until I got bored.
Or just play heroes.
Yeah, see, I remember.
Yeah,
in Defiance there wasn't anything like that, and also there was kind of a wall between players that were mismatched in terms of level. So you would, if you're going on a raid, you might get teamed up with people of substantially higher level, which helps because you got a couple really powerful people on your side. But in terms of the actual game, like the main game, you would only ever sort of encounter people of a similar level. The other thing was you couldn't pay to really boost your level. I mean, you still had to earn the skill. Like, you had to have the skill of that level in order to...
I don't even give a fuck about that. Like, if you pay to level your character up all the way, you're just taking the fun out of the game for yourself. That's your problem, not mine.
Yeah. Well, that's it exactly. I would much rather earn my way there. Because I know I fought for it, I have earned it.
Like, I don't have a problem if the game allows you to just pay your way to level 20. Go for it. Yeah. Like, because it's not like I can't get there too. It just takes me longer. And that's fine. Because there's a balance to that. Because that guy probably won't get matched with me most of the time. You know?
Yeah.
He'll get matched with other level 20s.
Now he's going to lose interest in the game as well. Because he's missed out on all that experience prior to that.
Well, no, not necessarily. People derive different things from games. He probably... probably derives enjoyment from feeling powerful in the game. So the fact that he killed everything really easily is great to him. He loves that. He feels strong. And so that's why I love mode when games have like easy mode, because some people want easy mode. They just want to feel powerful for an hour and a half. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Cool.
I think a game that does risk versus reward very well is the new Cuphead.
Yeah.
Oh, Cuphead.
Because I have seen people playing that game, and it will take sometimes like 10, 15, 20 times before they beat a boss or more. And each time they'll get more and more frustrated. But when they finally beat that boss, the elation just
like coming.
Yeah, I absolutely need to get that game. I've heard a lot of people can't even get past the tutorial.
If you can't get past the tutorial, you're just a freaking loser, alright?
Look, the tutorial... Okay, the only people who should be having problems with the tutorial may be, like, people with mobility issues. The tutorial looked really... I watched them play the tutorial.
It took me 5 seconds.
They kind of fucked up a little bit. Like, that happens, but they got it,
Yeah.
It wasn't that hard. I understand if, like, you have mobility issues and you can't...
I will have to admit, there was... I guess a somewhat questionable decision that was made in the development of Cuphead, and that was how the difficulty system does work in the game, to where you can play as much as you want, because there's 2 difficulty modes that you choose per each fight. There's easy and regular, and if you choose easy, so let you play it, you can complete it, whatever, but you can't progress. You have to play it in the harder normal mode in order to get, is for the plot of the game where you're going around and picking up the devil's contracts from all these debtors and all this kind of stuff. You won't get the contracts if you play it in the easy difficulty.
Huh.
Yeah.
So I learned, I didn't even know that, and I went through to a boss I was, having a really hard time with, so I switched it to easy just to get it over with because it was annoying me, and I beat it, and it didn't give me the contract.
You're like, oh shit, okay.
I go, I get it? Did I not?
But it's probably good practice. You got to go to the end. You got to see what the boss is like.
They did release a statement about it, and they said that their reasoning behind this decision was exactly that. Was it allowed people to practice on a boss before they actually would tackle what they would call the actual boss.
Mm-hmm.
So it allowed you could play it in easy mode, which doesn't throw as much at you. Still has the same number of stages, and it'll still randomize the same way. It just won't throw as much shit at you. That allows you to practice and get the idea down.
I would make
before it challenges you and throws a lot more shit at you.
I would make it so the boss fights are just as hard in normal, on easy as in normal, so that you get through the level easier, and then you can do the boss fight, and you can beat. Now you know exactly how hard and how to beat the boss, and you know how to. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then you're still practicing.
Well, yeah, that is kind of hard to do because the way the game is structured is in each stage there's only one run and gun level, and the rest are just straight boss fights. There's no pre-level to the boss.
Right.
You just start the level and you're at the boss fight.
Oh,
I get it. I'm just saying. It'd been cool they did that for the ones that they could.
Yeah. That was the other kind of criticism, is they wish the game had more run and gun levels. Which I really don't see them not being able to add more in the future, since it is a PC title also. I mean, if they want to continue hand animating and making more levels, I could see them making DLC for the future and adding more run and gun levels.
Okay, we're gonna pause 1 second for a free plug. If you have an Amazon Prime account and you have not used your free Twitch integrated subscription, you should click the little subscribe button above this video here on InSaNiTy's channel and subscribe to him with your free Twitch subscription.
Skinslip's a whore.
It gives you subscriber of the channel.
Nice rack.
And it's free with your Prime subscription. There we go. Tell me I never did anything for me. Because more people get subscribed, we get emotes and stuff like that.
Amazon Prime is, if you pay for Amazon Prime, you also get Twitch Prime.
Yep.
So,
I don't.
well, that's unfortunate.
Why not? You don't have Prime.
Why not? Why don't you pay for this thing that you don't want?
Well, because Dowd pays for it.
Oh, you should still. You don't, even if you authorize it, it doesn't integrate.
No, the way it works is the host, the owner of Amazon Prime, gets all the features. Then he can filter out the free shipping part to family and friends and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So he filtered out to me the free shipping part and the deals on Amazon and stuff, because he's a cool dude. So like that.
Well, thank you.
So like that, but I don't get the streaming. I don't get the Amazon Prime features.
I was on his
other
account
Prime
too
features.
until I bought my own account.
So, at one of these days I will. Now that I'm, earning a steady income.
Now just do the lump sum for 1 year.
Yeah, one of these days I'll just have to set aside some money and just buy it 1 year.
It's $115 or $125. It's like not even that. Not even that bad. It's like you could like save that up over a couple of paychecks.
Right.
Yeah.
So, pickups?
Yeah, we're waiting on you, buddy.
Yeah,
all right.
Pickups.
Pickups. Dowd, go. Pickups. Pickups.
I got Science.
Science. You pick up Science for your pickups.
It was $5.99 on Amazon.
Nice. I like that movie. I'm insane with anger.
I was just thinking of that earlier today.
I got a bunch of other stuff, but it hasn't come in the mail yet. So
What?
Sorry. I got a bunch of other stuff, but it hasn't come in the mail yet. So I'll just talk about what I got at Half Price Books today. All right. They had a fill the bag for $30 sale, and I got mostly books for my niece and nephew. So they didn't have a whole lot of stuff I wanted on DVD. I got a lot of crap. Like, I will legitimately say most of this is crap. But it was $1 each, basically. So I got.
Let's see the
Lord
crap.
Rings, Return of the King soundtrack. That's not crap.
What crap?
What crap?
That's good shit.
This is crap right here. This is legitimately like I don't even know why I got it. I just threw it in the bag.
It was $1. That's why you got it.
Bats Human
I love
Harvest.
that movie, dude. I'll watch that with you.
Okay.
It
Okay.
was awesome. That is like uproariously hilarious, man. It's crap. It's good crap.
The Ring 2, which I still haven't seen. So.
I heard that okay.
I have not. I've also not seen that, but also have it.
Felt like revisiting the number 23, even though I recall it being so cheesy and stupid and corny.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Really... Oh my
Not a
lord.
fan. I'm a fan of Jim Carrey.
It's Joel Shoemaker.
Joel Schumacher.
Shoemaker. Yeah. I got the Tommyknockers because I haven't seen it in a long time, and I've been on a Stephen King kick.
Hey,
That's what my testicles are called.
There's Jimmy Smith's in it, doesn't it?
Boom.
I want the Blu-ray.
I
My
know
tally
exactly what Cass is referring to.
I want the Blu-ray, but I can't afford the Blu-ray, so I got the DVD. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
That's on Netflix, I think. Wasn't it? No, it got removed.
That was a good one. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Really? Oh, you got to see that. It's really good.
I don't know how they had this amazing movie that everybody loves. It's very hard to find, mind you. Like, fully factory sealed for $1. It's Lawnmower Man 2.
Sweet.
Job's whatever.
Nice.
That has Matt Frewer in it.
Job's War.
You bought that
Job's-
second hand, essentially.
Job's War.
Matt Frewer's not going to get 25 cents. Fuck. You took from Matt Frewer's mouth. You yourself.
And I got Ghost of Mars to revisit that one.
I love Ghosts Mars.
I've seen that 5 times in the theater.
I've never seen it.
This 4-pack of westerns, including The Outlaw, The Deadly Companions, Kansas Pacific, and One-Eye Jack.
Sweet.
One of them is a Sam Peckinpah movie, one of them is a Howard Hawks movie, and one of them is a Marlon Brando movie.
Which one's the
Awesome.
Yes,
Peckinpah?
because when I think of westerns, I think of Marlon Brando.
One-Eye
Deadly
Jack.
Companions.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
never,
Wow.
never seen that one.
That's pretty cool,
yeah.
actually.
One-Eye Jack's not only stars Marlon Brando,
Okay.
it was directed by Marlon Brando. That's why I was like, I
Interesting.
need to see this.
Yes.
Alright, fine. We'll check.
And then
Curiosity piqued.
It was a buck.
the one
it was
title
a
that
buck.
made the entire bag worth it because it's currently going for $50 on Amazon.
Oh my God.
His favorite neighbor.
Holy shit, I did not even know such a thing existed. That's amazing.
It's a 3-hour documentary about
Holy
Fred
shit.
Rogers.
That is
Narrated by
awesome.
Michael Keaton.
Wow. So much
Cool.
yes with that.
Yes, documentary, isn't it?
I think I've seen
Yeah,
it.
I bet you it was only given away during one of their like
You can only buy.
marathon things.
Not even that, because you can buy them from PBS. It's mail order, and they're like $20.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I've seen that documentary on PBS,
Okay.
It's down.
and it's a very good documentary.
Nice.
You must rip that for me so that I can.
Yeah. I would love to see that because that's
Very
definitely
Wow,
that's
am I
one
the
that we
only
grew up
one
with here in
that missed it,
Canada
too?
too. I mean, it's just Canada and the U.S.
Help ripping it. I'll tell you how.
Mr. Rogers.
I can instruct you a bit. You need help.
Okay.
Really easy.
Like,
All
I need
right.
it.
So anyway,
Must have it.
is that everything?
Must have it, dude.
Yep.
Okay. Gamer de la Garbage. I know you got something
I have something quite large.
large. Large for the garbage. No.
You see the box?
Whoa, that's just wrong.
Holy moly.
All right, so I teased about this one. It took me a little longer, an extra week, because of
I
money
bet I
issues.
know what it is. Dun dun dun.
Oculus Rift.
Nice.
You are the
CV1.
VR man
You have
now.
all 3 sets now?
Can I get some
Oh,
Pog
no.
champs in the chat,
He's
please?
got PSVR
I want
and
just a
Oculus
bunch
Rift,
of
so
Pog
he
no,
champs.
just needs a
And I will-
Vive.
I will soon not have the PSVR. I'm actually selling it to a coworker for her to surprise her boyfriend for Christmas.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
didn't even consider me.
Someone's gonna
Thanks.
Like, fuck this thing.
no, because I would recommend you have a PS4 Pro for the VR.
Yeah.
Right.
Not the original PS4.
Fair enough.
Haha. Oh, ooh, look at that.
Ooh, it's got.
I don't see those.
Oh, really?
Those are the infrared lights.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because
So
there's
there's
two.
That's the sensors.
For people
yeah.
in the chat here that are also part of our Discord, I posted a picture earlier saying that it was a pre-SNI pickup tease picture.
Yes.
What I took a picture of was actually one of these. Took a picture of that.
Oh, is that? I was trying to read what was on your screen. I thought that was the hint.
No, yeah. It was up on the wall. Yeah, I kind of left my screen up there just to confuse. But I got one here.
It was an article about VR.
So,
yeah, and
I got really interested and kind of look it up, so I googled the sentence from it.
Oh, okay.
These are the two.
How do you find shit?
Sensors.
Clever.
Just quote the entire sentence and you'll find what you're looking for.
Find the
And
article.
actually, I want to hold up the headset too. So here's the headset.
Usually.
Oh yeah, there's all the lights.
Neat.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
That
Yeah,
is
so
so
this is how-
trippy.
Yeah, this
So you
is
don't
how
see
it
that.
tracks so amazingly well.
One of the
That's really
Paranormal
cool.
Activity did that with the Xbox unit or whatever that does all the lights on people.
So this thing plugs in via HDMI to your computer with the two tracking sensors, and this thing takes up 3 USB 3.0 ports.
Holy shit.
So
you definitely want a hub then.
it actually does not work with an external hub.
Fine. Get a hub for all your hard drives.
You will have to
all the
use an internal. If you want to buy a hub for it, which they say some of them do work, you'll have to get an internal card.
Like an internal card, yeah.
And then even on top of that, it has to be an internal card with a specific chipset.
You get a cheap hub and move all the things off your computer onto the hub, and then you plug those into your computer. Problem solved.
Yeah, and they do something, and it's for like $17. It's not even a lot.
I only have 2 USB 3 ports on my actual motherboard.
Well, my newer one has like 7. So
wow.
I've got 6.
Yeah, whatever my next build is, that's going to be a priority, is getting more of those.
Standard now for the motherboard.
And like, for people who also don't know, during the summer, Oculus dropped the price of their Rift to $399. And I was like, oh my god, I had just bought the PlayStation VR. I was like, fuck. Because I paid $399 for the PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
The exact same price. I was like, son of a bitch. It was literally like the next day, too. And I was like, oh, god damn it. So, I'm like, okay, it's $399 now. I have all summer. I'll save up and get the Oculus now since it's reasonably priced. So that didn't happen. And I was like, shit. So I'm like, I'm on vacation at this point. I'm out in California. And I'm thinking, okay, with me being on vacation, pretty much getting free money because I'm paid vacation, I could stack this on my next paycheck and be able to buy the Oculus. So I was like hoping that I could get back and snag one before it jumped back up to $599.
Yeah.
And literally a couple days after I got back, they made the official announcement because the sales went so well over the summer. They dropped the price to $399 officially.
Yes.
And are keeping it there. And it's just like, so yes, the Oculus Rift from now on is officially, and that is the headset with the 2, they're called lighthouses, with the 2 lighthouses and the motion controllers, which were normally sold separately.
Yeah.
The only thing it doesn't come with is an Xbox One controller because.
All right.
And that bundle is $399 flat.
Nice.
So, minus tax or whatever your tax rate is.
Whatever it is, yeah.
So it's like $4.
That's pretty awesome.
So.
Is that your pickup?
So yeah, that's my one. I bought. The only game I bought paid money for was a VR Serious Sam game.
Nice.
Which is fucking awesome and hilarious.
That sounds like fun.
So.
I know you liked the original Serious Sam games.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge fan.
And now you can be Serious Sam.
Yeah, quite literally.
Literally. Literally. All right, Cass, got any pickups?
No.
Okay. Skin Slip, got any pickups?
Yep. Here we go. Got War of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes, I will be getting that this
They
week.
all have slipcovers. Yay.
Yay.
Next, Arrow mentioned that this was out of print on their Arrow. Sorry, Blue Underground mentioned that this was out of print on their web on the Facebook. So I picked it up. Man, Pride, and Vengeance.
Ooh, Franco Nero, nice.
Yes, it's a
Django himself.
Luigi Bazzoni film. I don't know him offhand, but
All right, cool.
it's also known as With Django Comes Death. Just so we know, it's a Django film, but not really.
There's a lot of
And
those.
Last for this week, I got Wes Craven's Summer of Fear, which is like one of his earliest films. I've never seen it. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that one. Now I
From
want to see it.
1969?
Wow.
I don't remember. 1970 something actually. 1978.
Okay.
1970.
So not one of his early films. It's like kind of in the middle of his early period.
Well, yeah, it's like early is like his first. It's one of his first 5 films. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check here.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Last House on the Left was his directorial
Absolutely.
debut.
Yes, that is correct.
Which was a wonderfully disturbing film.
Last House, and then that's right. Director wrote a lot of stuff. The Last House, and then The Fireworks Woman, Hills Have Eyes, and Summer of Fear. That order. Oh, it's a TV movie apparently.
Ah, all right.
Doesn't have a very
I've seen Last House and Hills Have Eyes. I've not seen the other two.
Stars Linda Blair though.
Really? Well, now I doubly want to see it.
It was I think it's like 16 US, so it's probably like 21 Canadian.
Cool.
Yeah, that was everything. Those 3 things. That was it.
Excellent.
You know,
All right, not much here either. Basically, kind of broke at the moment. Next week will be when I have lots of stuff. But today was basically a free comic book day in celebration of Halloween.
Yep.
So Rosie and I went to the local comic shop. She picked up a few. I don't have them on hand because they're in her room. But I picked up a couple for me, such as the IDW Ghostbusters Happy Halloween issue. Very nice.
Yay.
So actually be the first IDW Ghostbusters comic that I will have ever read. So looking forward to that.
Good stuff.
And then this one, never heard of it. I just thought it looked really cool. Got Lady Mechanica.
Never heard of it.
Just looked really rad. So thought, okay, yeah, that looks kind of like steampunky, a little bit gothy. I'll give that a shot.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks interesting to me. I'll check it out.
Yeah, and then they were giving these away, basically little Stranger Things 2 mini posters. So both Rosie and I grabbed one each. Actually, she grabbed one and then proceeded to fold it into 4 pieces, and I was like, wow, that actually kind of makes it look more retro. But then the girl at the store gave us another one so she could have a nice unfolded one. But, yeah, and that's it. That's it for my pickups. Nothing else.
Mystic TV says I should do a comparison of both VR systems to see which ones are better. I really don't need to, since there's about 500 billion videos already on the internet doing that, but my quick and dirty one is
that
PlayStation
was
VR.
Facebook bonging, by the way, in case you're wondering 20 years later.
The PlayStation VR and the Oculus, the visual quality are very similar.
Visual, ladies and gentlemen.
The visual fidelity on the Oculus is a little higher, obviously, because it's on a PC. You're rendering at 1440 by 1080 each eye.
Nice.
Where the PlayStation VR is 1080 by like 768 on each eye.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's still high, but it's not as high. But it looks very, very similar. There was a couple games I played that were exactly the same on both sides, and I didn't really notice a difference.
So I guess
the big thing is the tracking.
I was just going to say, I just turned off the Hangout cam because it was glitching, so we don't really need it anyway.
It's been glitching all night. So
awesome.
But yeah, the tracking here with the infrared is miles ahead of the PlayStation.
Yeah.
With its its dual lens eye using the tracking that the dildos. The motion PlayStation Move controllers.
The Move,
terrible.
Well, by comparison, it's also
the whole time
older.
your hand's doing this.
Yeah, it's also older technology.
Yeah, it's trying to adapt old technology into a new technology. It just doesn't work.
But the Oculus Rift was designed from the ground up to be like the most responsive VR system that you could get in your home.
The Oculus Rift is the OG VR. That's the first one that came out, or the first one that went public.
Yeah.
So they've had the longest development time. They were slightly surpassed.
Yeah.
They were slightly surpassed by the HTC Vive by them coming out first and having what is still technically a better room scale tracking setup. But right now, even modern reviews will tell you I didn't find a single one that said anything different. They said they're on par now. Like the Oculus and the HTC Vive are nearly identical, both in quality and in tracking.
Yeah. So then, you could pay $200 more for the Vive if you really want to, or you could pay less for the Rift. And
I honestly thought about it for about 0.3 of a second. It was I can get the better, room scale tracking, but only be locked into these games that are on Steam.
Yeah.
Or I could do Oculus's tracking and then down the line pay another $50 and get a third sensor for behind me so I can get room scale and have access to the Oculus store and Steam. Since that's one of the cool things is everything you do on Oculus is also fully compatible with HTC Vive. So all the Vive games will work. And most times they will actually know that you're running an Oculus and will change the in-world controllers to look like these.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like, so there's not confusion. You're not looking at your hands and seeing giant Vive controllers. Which would throw you off. It'd be really weird.
Wait a minute. What am I holding? What do I own again?
Yeah, so...
If you're GarbageGamer, you're like, I don't know. I could be holding anything. I own all of them.
Yeah, a few things I forgot to mention. They were asking in the chat is, does it come with any games? And it does. It comes with... The package comes with 6 games. It comes with Medium, Dead and Buried, Toy Box, Robo Recall, and Lucky's Tale. Lucky's Tale is actually a platformer.
Interesting.
Like a platformer, like
it's like a first-person platformer.
No, it's actually almost like a platformer mixed with like a god game.
Huh.
Where you are like a giant, ominous being that's staring, like at third person, at a platformer that you're just exist in the world, almost kind of like God. And you control the little, in this case, it's a little fox. And you run around and play normal platforming like you would a Ratchet and Clank game. Imagine Ratchet and Clank, except you're floating in the world, watching them do all their things that they do, and you can like zoom in real close and look around them and stuff like that. It's really neat.
Trippy.
Also, it comes with Quill is the other one. Medium and Quill are two. They're like kind of like Photoshop. They're like drawing and sculpting and that kind of stuff, but it's all in 3D space.
Gotcha.
So you can like, instead of just drawing like this, you can draw in and out.
Right.
And then you can like look around and it's all in 3D. It's really trippy. But yeah, those are the 6 games. The big one is Robo Recall, and that's you're literally a badass blowing up robots. You can usually take your hands. You can go like this, and then go like that, and you'll have 2 double barrel shotguns.
Nice.
Then you reach to your hips and lift up, and you got 2 laser-sighted pistols.
Oh, I see. So it goes by gestures.
You can go like that and have a shotgun and a pistol.
Gotcha.
So,
Mr. GarbageGamer, if at all you are ever looking for some very cheap and affordable VR games just to fuck around with, Indie Royale typically has bundles of VR games now.
Actually, there was a bundle from Indie Gala, I think.
Oh, yeah, Indie Gala. Yeah, that's not Indie Royale.
I just had a bundle.
Indie Gala.
I got an email about it.
Speaking of sales, by the way, Steam has their Halloween sale on right now. Goes until November 1st.
Yeah.
I've already loaded up my cart with about 20 games from my wish list, so that are all on sale. Quite a few that I've been wanting to get for a while. I've just been kind of waiting for them to go on sale. So yeah, it's basically like the summer sale, like the winter sale. Lots of deals to be had, but with an obvious focus on horror games. So if you like some spooky games,
like the spooks,
there's some non-horror stuff on sale as well. Like I saw some sci-fi ones there. That
the last thing I actually want to mention about the hardware of this is that the whole top and the side here is capacitive, like a cell phone screen.
Oh, okay.
So like even if I just rest my finger on top of the joystick, the game knows I did that. So my character, so I can do gestures, like, because you normally hold it like this, so I can go like that, and my character will point.
Okay.
Or I can go like that, and it'll do a thumbs up.
Interesting.
Because that's how the whole grab thing. There's actually, you can see it. There's a little touchpad.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
okay. I see.
The capacitiveness of it, but like all the top of the buttons are all capacitive also.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have to press them down. I can just rest my thumb on them.
Interesting.
And then it knows that I put my thumb on top of the controller. It's really odd.
It'll take some getting used to.
It does take some getting used to. Because that's like how you grab
sensitive.
Things.
Yeah.
And something that it's.
So I like how it's very, designed to be just gripped in your hand, like.
Yeah, it's
like your hand.
Super natural. Well, I said one thing I was mentioning, I was showing the guys earlier, is look at the joystick.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was broken. I busted it already. I was like, oh fuck. No, that's actually how it is, because you hold it naturally like this.
Yeah.
And look, it's straight.
Yeah.
You can just use the joystick like normal. And so the other one's the same way. That's how I knew it was like that, because it's the other way in the exact opposite direction.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
It's broken. You broke it. You broke it. Right out of the box. Broken.
So, yeah, all my worries about it were like difficulty setting it up, drivers not working right. None of that.
No problems,
Literally just I plugged it in and it fucking worked.
Nice. What card have you got? You got a 1070? Is that right?
1070, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it works beautifully.
Nice.
No lag. That needs to be, like I said, 1080 by 1440 each eye, so rendering 2 images, and it has to be at 90 frames per second.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that's why the specs are so high.
Well, of course, that makes sense. I mean, ideally, you want it to be full high def in each eye anyway to make that more immersive experience. I mean, because that was the whole idea behind VR back in the 90s when it first started appearing, but
there was no way the hardware
the processing power of computers at the time just was not up to the vision for it, you know. It's like, you were getting true 3D and you could look around and stuff, but I mean, everything was basically textureless.
Blocky and
well, it was textureless polygons. You know, it was just kind of.
It was the Lawnmower Man.
It's like, yes, technically a 3D environment, but it's. I'm not going to mistake this for reality.
which, damn it, I want a fucking Lawnmower Man game now. I want
like
an app now. This is the perfect time. We have the hardware. We have the processing power.
We have the technology.
And now
we can build it faster, stronger,
that looks like a movie
better.
from the 80s.
Yeah.
That looks
Tron?
like 3D
like a Tron game.
A Tron game.
A Tron?
Yes.
Tron.
Yes.
Tron needs that.
Absolutely.
I mean, literally before the we went live, I was kind of playing it around. I had it on camera and I was dicking around. There's a VR experience where you go through one of the scenes in the new Ghost in the Shell movie.
Ah.
And it's like it's automatically panning you through, but it's like a 3D full room scale tour of that whole scene where she's running around beating up robots. And you can like use the trigger to slow down time, and you can really look at it.
I was gonna say a lot of those 360 view videos that you see on Facebook, you can actually watch in one of those VR things, and instead of just scrolling around, you just look around to see where everything is. You know?
And you can sit in a virtual theater and watch actual proper 3D Blu-rays.
Yes, that's one of the big things I want it for, because I've got so many 3D movies and I have nothing to watch them in 3D on.
That's what the PlayStation
just
great
want-
at. I will say
I
that.
watch all my movies in
The ease of doing that, you literally
The
just
virtual
put
theater.
on the headset, hop into 3D Blu-ray, and you're off to the races.
I will
Pop in
absolutely.
any Blu-ray and watch it, and just be like,
Or just any Blu-ray and watch
you're
it.
watching a fucking
Huge,
movie.
massive
That's
screen.
true. Yeah, yeah. Got your
That's really
popcorn
what I
in front of you.
Such a
And
nerd.
since it's in 3D already,
Just to have that
the 3D just
the
naturally
theater-
happens.
the theater experience in your home without annoying other people around you.
Right. And I think it's kind of neat that the 3D 360 video, not 3D, but the 360 video specifically,
Yeah.
works with like the 360 videos you find on YouTube
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So there's one actually for the Lego Batman movie
Mm-hmm.
that
Bless
you
you.
can sit in
Sorry.
the Batmobile with the Lego Batman and sit
Nice.
there and look around, and it's funny.
Cool.
Man.
So anything else happened in the world of Geek this week? I don't know
Yes.
much happening.
Well, we had our first official encounter with an alien craft of some
Alien
sort.
object.
What?
that-
Oh, fuck. That thing.
Some interplanetary crap.
Yes.
Object. An object.
The asteroid that just skipped through our galaxy. And I was like, aliens! Totally aliens!
And then it saw Trump was president, went wheep.
Yeah, that's funny because when you look at the video of its trajectory, that's exactly what it looks like. It's like it's coming along, and then Earth is kind of swinging around orbit. It gets really close to Earth, and it's just like, nope! And it just sails off into space.
I guess it did.
Well, that's
Wait.
literally like the end of the world animation when all this stuff's going on, and some giant asteroid is like, oh well, fuck that.
Roth goes, an alien hubcap?
An alien hubcap, yeah. But of course, all the alien abduction freaks or UFO freaks are just going nuts about it because,
where's
oh, it's
George?
aliens!
That's because the object didn't do what was expected of it when it entered our universe, our system. So
Yeah.
that's why we're like, oh, it didn't do what physics said it should.
Yeah.
Which means we need to adjust our physics models.
You know,
Yes,
because-
exactly.
Because we know the physics of deep space so well.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be something,
will
but
point
let's not
out-
jump to conclusions. Is what I'm saying.
By the way,
I will
speaking
point
of
out
which,
that
sorry, go ahead.
Pluto, we for a long time considered Pluto a planet,
Yes.
and then after looking at how it
Not a
orbits
planet.
differently than any
Orbit is
other
It's
completely
fucking
different.
tiny, big,
Yeah.
smaller.
any other celestial being in this entire freaking,
Smaller than
it's
half a million.
different from every other planet in this system. So it doesn't make sense looking at that orbit and looking at everything else about it
Mhm.
that it would be a planet. But then we finally got an actual picture, close-up picture of it, and like, oh, it is a planet.
It's just a planet with a really wonky orbit.
So yeah. So orbit can't tell you everything. The way things come in and whatever
Yeah.
in space can't
Yeah.
necessarily tell you everything.
No.
So
There's.
you know.
I mean,
No.
I was going to say, speaking of which, you may remember a while back, Twitch had a marathon of Cosmos, the original 1980 series by Carl Sagan, including the 1990 updates that he did 10 years after the fact. That's still going. It's still actually, they still air all 13 of them over and over again. And I still have it set to auto host on my channel whenever it goes live. So if you ever want to learn about space and stuff, be sure to swing by my channel because chances are Cosmos will be running anytime we're not live. Not to mention it's a really fucking great show. Even though it's like from 30 years ago, it's still just as fascinating today as it was then. It's great
I
stuff.
wondered about that. I think I stopped by once and I saw Cosmos was playing. I was like, huh.
Yeah, I set it to auto host.
That
I didn't think they'd be running it forever, but apparently they are. So
we could tell with the advanced features of carbon dating that the Earth is hundreds and hundreds of years old.
yeah.
The universe was created by God.
No, it's funny because one of the ones I was watching the other day was he was talking about Mars and exploring Mars, and he says perhaps one day in the future we'll have these little rover machines that we'll send to Mars, and they'll be equipped with cameras and videos, and they'll beam information back to. And they're showing like this sort of computer-generated mock-up of this rover, and I'm like, we fucking did that. He predicted the future. that has happened now twice.
There's a difference between predicting the future and having the future just watch an old Carl Sagan episode and going, "Oh yeah, that's what I'll make our rover look like."
Yeah,
well, that's how
he predicted the future.
Is made, though.
Well,
like if you
or
look at,
he helped to
that's
make
all those
that
videos
future
that I see,
happen.
Where they're saying like Star Trek predicted the future. They go, no. There's predicting and then there's shaping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Star Trek.
They were planning a lot of those missions way back when too.
Inspired, I think. Inspired.
Well, that's inspired or shaping, as in.
Yeah.
They didn't predict the future. The future versions of us looked back at that and go, our technology is at that point now. We can make something that is actually like that. So we're going to make something like that.
Yeah.
Same can be said of Jules Verne, by the way. People read Jules Verne's work, and then shock and awe, we pretty much did very similar shit when we went to the moon.
And we went below the surface of the ocean.
And shock and awe, everybody went to the moon are big Jules Verne fans. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no question he helped to shape that future, but it was interesting seeing that episode from 30 plus years ago, well, almost 40 years ago now, and basically seeing him talking about things that could happen in the future that have now happened. It was really interesting.
If you really want a good time, watch Cosmos with Carl Sagan on mute.
On mute?
And try to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Oh, God. But then you don't get all that wonderful Vangelis music.
Well, no, there was one that I was watching. I don't know what he was talking about because I had it on mute. I don't know what he was saying, what was going on, but he was in this old world village, and it kept showing him walking across the same street like 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
And then it cut to a kid riding on his Vespa up the
street. Oh, yes!
And
that's one of the ones I watched the other day.
Yeah.
He was actually...
Imagine that whole segment on mute.
Yeah, you would have no idea what the fuck is going on. I'll tell you what it was about. He was talking about the speed of light.
Oh, God bless, I killed the snatcher.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was talking about the speed of light and how we would perceive things. And how something traveling at that speed would be.
And then he stops in the middle of the street, gets off the Vespa, hands an old lady a flower, and then it turns around and there's Carl Sagan sitting on a bench.
Yeah.
It's like, what is happening?
It makes perfect sense when you hear the narration, but he's using that just as a visual aid to explain how the speed of light works and how it affects time and like time dilation and stuff like that.
Oh my God. That makes me want to see Bill Nye that way. Bill Nye on mute. Yes.
Bill Nye on mute.
So it was very.
I don't know. It needs to be
So what the whole thing was with that was he gets on his Vespa, he says goodbye to his younger brother, and he takes off and has his journey at the speed of or near the speed of light, while Carl Sagan's explaining what's happening, and then he circles back around, comes back to where he started. Everybody else is dead except for his little brother, who's still sitting on the bench and has been waiting for him all these years. Now he's an old man.
I was about to picture just a skeleton sitting on the bench.
So
there's my brother.
For him, only a few minutes had passed, but because of time dilation, several years had passed for everyone else.
And magically in that past, they just had a really shitty past few years where everybody died.
Everybody except this one guy.
You fucking kidding
me? So basically, GarbageGamer watching that on mute was kind of like watching the ending of 2001: A Space Odyssey and just be like,
"That's right, we were like this."
Yes, because that makes so much more sense with the sound on.
Brandon, we were all sitting here watching it, and I was the one watching it the whole time, going, "What the fuck is happening?" Like, what am I looking at?
It's art.
Oh, Jesus!
It's symbolism.
Symbology
on mute is some of the most fucked up shit you will ever see.
Yes, I can see how that would be incredibly confusing, not having any clue what he was actually talking about. It's like, why? Okay, now he's on the Vespa. Now he's really skinny on the Vespa. Now he's red. And now he's blue. now he's going really fast, and now he's stopped. What is going on?
And now everybody's dead.
And
now
Now the
it's
Vespa's
this
not
weird.
fighting.
Now he's seeing his view from the Vespa, and everything's in this weird tunnel vision. What the hell is he smoking?
And this
Why is he driving his Vespa while under the influence of this?
Now he's back to where he was, and now everybody's gone except for that same little. Now there's an old guy on a bench.
Yes.
Like, what
the hell? And then Carl Sagan's back, and now everybody else is back. And
now,
what the fuck is going on?
Now there's Carl Sagan sitting over there having tea at a local coffee shop.
That's right. And nodding, winking
Duncan
knowingly at the viewer, and you're just like, what?
I think, and he had like a Polaroid camera.
Yes, he was taking pictures.
He was taking pictures, and he's like
creepily.
He kept
while he's
like
having his tea.
picking up the camera and putting it back down, picking it up again and putting it back down. It's just like,
right.
God, I'm gonna do something with it. Just like, quit fucking with your camera, Jesus. And
yeah.
The far.
No, in context, that was quite an interesting episode.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh,
that needs to be a thing now. Like,
I guess it doesn't air all the time. It just kind of comes on periodically.
Yeah, I think they're doing like what they do with Bob Ross now, where they re-air the same episodes.
Just kind of marathon them every so often. Yeah. That's cool.
Like I said, that needs to be a thing. Science-based educational shows on mute.
See if you can figure out what's going on.
Through the
because there's no text in those. It's all visual. It's all visuals.
That's what makes it great to be on mute. It's narration and visuals. So
without
it's
the narration, you'd have no idea.
They're just flashing shit at you on the screen. You're just like,
what
up
is
to you.
going on? Now we're in space. What the hell is going on?
At least with the nature shows, you get to see pretty flowers and really cool looking little animals you never seen before.
Elephants getting eaten by hyenas. Now that I understand.
I like the nature shows.
Makes me think about all the things I can shoot with my guns.
My grandpa, when I was little, he used to purposefully try to find every single World War II documentary he could find on TV.
Excellent.
Yes.
Just couldn't get enough of that war.
Nope. No, and words from him, it was always them damn Japs.
Damn
yeah.
Japs, we got
certainly wasn't the Nazis as well.
Shit.
Definitely not World War.
I have not seen the new Cosmos series, the one that Neil deGrasse Tyson did. I really want to see that one too, because I understand he did it in much. Very much as a loving homage to the old Carl Sagan one. He did it like in the same format, where he also has the spaceship of the imagination to sort of speculate about things and whatnot.
I will say this: it is a very good show. There's only one problem with it. They air it at night.
Oh, well, I'll just get the Blu-rays. That'll be fine.
So you're not like waking up and wide-eyed and getting ready for your day. No, you're ending your day and getting tired, and then you're watching Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about science. I think I actually fell asleep watching the premiere of Cosmos.
Excellent.
Not that it wasn't bad. It was just
too mellow.
It was at like 9:30 at night. It's like, you can't talk this mellow about science at this late at night and expect people to stay awake.
Well, it's just like ASMR. It just puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
Now I'm cutting your hair.
It's like NPR
talking directly into your ear.
It's like Bob Ross, yeah.
Just
like a bee.
Buzz, scissors gently clipping your hair. Ow! Sorry, I got your ear. It's okay. It's not bleeding too much. Let me just stop the bleeding there. Hold on. Just don't move. Don't move.
It's this massive panic. Oh God, you're hemorrhaging.
it's like shooting across the room. I can't see.
Oh my god!
I must have hit an artery.
Yes, it's like when Peter gets the nature CD that helps.
I was just saying, what's that Sting album I really hate? Like,
yeah, that one sucks.
It's like truck backing up and like jackhammers.
Hey Larry, let's get all these trees down. Yeah, this will make it really great. I don't know what even the name of the business what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
There's a great whatever business. He goes, yeah. He goes, what's that song that he sings? Yeah, that song sucks.
Fuck! How did you get behind us? Oh, we're idiots.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are idiots.
Man. I see.
Yeah.
23 hours ago is Zara Nikernak over here.
Huh?
Posted playing Neverending Nightmares Part 4 finale.
Oh yes. The
By the way,
final.
I do very much appreciate the lack of appreciation for introducing you to Neverending Nightmares without any credit.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive.
All right. Well, I didn't give you any credit because I didn't think that you did.
Mind you, in your defense, it was from the time I introduced you to it to when you actually played it was easily like 3 years.
Oh,
correct.
Quite possibly, yeah. Because when I was kind of eyeballing it, it was just through my Steam travels. Like I'd seen it around. It's like, oh, that looks cool. Like,
I introduced
no recollection
you to it and said at some point, I said if it ever comes to another platform, you should play it. It was an Ouya exclusive title when it was first developed.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you probably did tell me about it originally.
Yeah, and I go. You know, they only have exclusivity for 6 months, and they did plan on. I said it will be coming to PC at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just getting into streaming more often.
Right.
You just come off streaming Dead Space 3. You hadn't really streamed much after that.
Mm-hmm.
And we were actually, it was that time period where we were all kind of thinking of all the great PC games you could be streaming if you had a graphics card.
Yep.
Something like that. And Neverending Nightmare was one that I kept bringing up because it was just so different.
Yes.
Than any
Fuck you, bitch!
out there.
Eat it!
Okay. I really liked the art style. That was the thing that really struck me about it.
Yeah, and there are so many like, what the fuck? moment. Like, I mean, like stuff like that makes you just go like, ah, God.
Yes. You know, like, oh yeah, a lot of the like sort of death scenes.
The two I'm gonna mention are the bone and the vein.
Oh God, yes.
Yes, that one still. Like I said, I'm doing that right now with my arm. I'm just like, oh God.
Yeah, there was definitely some cringe-tastic moments there.
Yeah, it's amazing for a very simple-looking black and white and red.
Yes.
2D game could freak you out so fucking much. Like, and not like blah creepy. Like it's very psychological.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, it is. It gets under your skin, as it were.
It makes you feel very uncomfortable.
It does. Yeah. No, there was a lot of moments like that. Where like, oh God, yeah. Yeah.
Like one of those, like, get up from your chair and like go just stare at something else for 5 minutes.
I need to go look at puppy dogs and rainbows now.
Yes.
Just for a little while. But yeah, no, that was a really good one. So thanks for apparently introducing me to it, GarbageGamer.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. At some point, I'll probably go back to it because there's still 3 sort of alternate endings you can go to.
Yeah, it's been expanded the last time I looked at it.
But I did basically my playthrough. I do the main story, and then yeah, it was pretty crazy.
I found it kind of funny. This is kind of all tied and related. That actually, when I was at Half Price Books
what am I doing?
I don't know. What are you doing?
that in
What are you
the
doing,
electronics
Dave?
case where they're selling, you know, like PS2s and PS3s and all that shit,
Mm-hmm.
I actually found a limited backer edition Ouya
Oh, well, there
in
you
the
go.
case there for like $50.
Holy shit!
It had
Okay,
the guy's name on the side and everything.
Yeah, it had their engraved name because it was a limited backer edition.
wow. The Blu-ray of the Neil deGrasse Tyson Cosmos series only $15 Canadian right now.
It's definitely worth it.
I will definitely get that. And they actually have a Blu-ray edition of the original out as well. Obviously not fully remastered because it was partially shot on standard def video. And that's $78. That's actually more for the older one. But I might grab that anyway.
I need to go
I'd love to
grab.
have both of them.
Speaking of stuff like Carl Sagan and Cosmos, like those kind of Blu-rays,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to pick up because I've never owned it officially in any capacity, and that's Planet
Yeah.
Earth.
Oh, yes.
Mostly because of my 1080p projector, it played very well,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I just to have it, just for have something to stare at.
Yeah.
I've seen it all the way through.
Planet
But
Earth.
yeah,
Oh God damn it!
Discovery actually aired it before the Blu-rays came out.
Actually, the Planet Earth ones are fairly cheap right now too.
That's what I figure. I just need to pick them up because they're old,
Yeah.
and they're still pretty cheap.
Okay, about $40.
Yeah,
But
it's
still,
not
I mean that's. And you want to get the Richard Attenborough version.
bad.
Hey, they also have the Universe Complete Series Mega Set, only $110. But that's like several seasons, I think.
Oh shit! Now
There's
I'm the
a-
only winner thing.
Lengthier series.
Yeah.
The Mega Collection.
No! How?
63 episodes. Okay, that's a big set.
Fucking insane. Oh, can't believe we just lost this.
I can't believe it either.
I totally believe it.
But yeah.
Cool. All right. So anyway,
Cool.
check out Cosmos if you happen to see it streaming on my channel. Just
Hey.
kick back for 13 hours and enjoy.
Doesn't matter if it was worth it. Got the fucking.
Hey, Zarin Isaac just uploaded
18
Playing
seconds ago.
Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs, Part 13.
Hey, there you go. That is the second last episode. There's one more, which I believe will be up on Halloween. So enjoy that. Yeah, Machine for Pigs. Machine for Pigs was good. I think the first one was a little better, but Machine for Pigs was still pretty good. It was a decent sequel.
Yeah. I remember being pretty good. I watched you play it. Good shit. I was there for most of it.
The best part
I do
was
kind
when
of find it.
I was in a very tense part and Rosie came out in the middle of it and scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was so the best part.
And a wild Rosie appears, yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say there, GarbageGamer?
I'm looking through my YouTube timeline here, my playlist,
YouTube.
and GameSack has a new episode.
Game
games-
Sack.
There's a
Games
new episode
based
of
on
Best of the Worst the other day posted also.
based on vehicular combat.
Did we all
Which
watch...
actually,
Sorry, go ahead.
which actually featured a movie we just covered on Psychotronic Coast to Coast, Jack-O-Lantern.
Nice. Did we all watch the new AVGN episode, the special
Yes.
Halloween episode this year? For
No.
Polybius? Okay.
Polybius one, yeah.
Polybius? You haven't seen
That
this,
was-
Dad? Okay.
Nope.
Check it
That was
out.
uploaded in parts on his other channel, apparently.
It was, yeah. He had it done like as a sort of a serialized thing. And
That's
then,
kinda neat.
yeah. But, yeah, so check that one out, Stout. And after doing so, one of the comments on there recommended a more documentary-style video that another YouTuber had done. Fuck, what was he called now?
Oh, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, Retro
Ahoy.
RetroAhoy, that's who it was, yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Like, the amount of production value this guy puts into his
love
his
his
right?
videos. I've seen
it's
almost all of his videos.
amazing. And he's this really well-spoken British guy, and he does just exhaustive research for his videos and does, like, just some... It's, like, totally professional. It feels like a documentary that you would be watching on PBS. That's how good these are.
If you like documentaries
Yeah.
retro and you like video games and stuff like that, RetroAhoy is your godsend YouTube channel.
They're amazing. So I went to check out this Polybius. He did a documentary about Polybius, also around about a month prior to the AVGN one. So it seems to be on the consciousness of the masses right now. But
there's a bunch of different Polybius videos posted recently.
Yeah,
company.
Yeah, it just seems to be a bunch of like a few years ago it was all about Sad Satan, for example.
Oh, I know exactly why though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's a PlayStation Polybius game that's 2D and in VR.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And it came out like 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay. So I guess it's just renewed a lot of interest in the urban legend.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah. So anyway, this documentary was recommended in the comments of the AVGN video. I thought, oh, okay, yeah, sure, this is kind of interesting. I'll check it out. I'd never really heard of this game before. This story of this game. So checked it out. And I'm like, oh god, 68 minutes. That's so long. But then I started watching it, and I ended up watching the whole thing. I was just like, that was so goddamn good. Like I was just really blown away by how grippingly fascinating and entertaining it was. So,
he has almost 2-hour-long videos that he does on Wolfenstein, Doom, and Quake.
Nice.
And like goes into everything about those, like everything from development history to sales numbers to impact it had on the industry to what it led to, and it's just like everything.
Yeah.
Like you watch those videos and you know literally everything about those games.
Yeah.
About the development history, about who the people that made them, and it's just.
The thing that was great about the Polybius one was he basically a good chunk of it is he's trying to trace it back to find out if it was true or if it was a rumor. So he goes through like the entire freaking internet to find the earliest mentions of it and tracks down people who claimed to have seen it, and there's all these different things. It's just absolutely fascinating and just some really first-rate detective work. Trying to trace
this is
it
one
back.
of the rare few cases that I've actually seen someone properly use the Wayback Machine.
Yes. Yeah. He says, well, we were... At one point, he says, like, he basically started to hit the limits of the Wayback Machine of how far back he could go with it. But he used it as much as he could.
Yeah.
But,
he got pretty far.
He said
he could go pretty far with it.
Mm-hmm. I think it goes back to about the mid-90s, typically.
Yeah.
But, which is about right. That's really when sort of the internet started to become, the form that we recognize it as today. Prior to that, it was mostly news groups and such, which he also goes into, like Usenet and everything, to try to trace it back further.
It goes all the way back to fucking the dial-up BBSs.
Which just about, yeah. It goes like so as far back as the internet goes. But yeah, so great stuff. Definitely the highest possible recommendation there. So what I suggest is watch the AVGN video first to get sort of the entertaining side of it, and then dive into the RetroAhoy documentary to get the real story behind the game. And the two make a very nice companion to each other, I thought. So.
Actually, the RetroAhoy video mentions the said PlayStation version.
It does, yeah.
Because he goes into all
shows some clips of it, too.
Yeah.
Oh, all of the fake ones that have come up, yeah.
Yeah, all the fan versions.
The fan ones, yeah. He's it's funny because he mentioned the one by Llamasoft, which I think is the PlayStation one. And that's a name I recognize, actually, from my Amiga days. Jeff Minter did a game called Lamatron, which I think is where Llamasoft came from. So Lamatron is basically a take on, it was like a shareware version of Robotron, same game mechanics, but using all like llamas and sheep and just all these different animal characters instead of the robots. But it was so much fun. Like, it really captured that old school gameplay. It was both a parody of and loving homage to Robotron. They did another one called Revenge of the Mutant Camels, where you could I remember you were like, I forget, you were like a monkey or something riding on the back of a camel and shooting at things, and you could jump into the air. And if you grabbed a cigarette while you were in the air, you would take longer to come back down to the ground because you would have to finish smoking the cigarette first. It's just so you see this camel just puffing away madly on a cigarette, hanging in midair, and then. But I mean that could be your undoing as well because there's things flying at you meanwhile, and you can't move because he's enjoying his cigarette break. But yeah, so pretty crazy stuff. So it's kind of funny to me. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, Llamasoft, is that the same? And then he mentioned Jeff Minter. I'm like, oh my God, it's the same guy from like 20 years ago who was doing all these great shareware games on the Amiga, and now he's doing like just this amazing stuff on the PlayStation. And seeing what he did with Polybius, I was like, yep, that's definitely Jeff Minter. Lots of like strobe effects and just flashing crazy trippiness, and that's exactly what Lamatron was like. So it's like, yep, that's definitely the same guy. This is pretty awesome to see him still doing stuff.
Yeah, there was a game when I was little back in the DOS days, and it was a PC parody port of Space Invaders.
Okay.
Like a mix between like Space Invaders and like Galaga.
Yeah.
And it was called, I love the name of this game. It's the best name ever for a game. It's Invasion of the Mutant Space Bats of Doom.
Okay.
I played the shit out of this game. Oh my God. It is so much. It's still to this day is so much fun. I mean, because it's Galaga.
Yes.
It's literally just Galaga, except you're in this ship that you can level up your weapon to have it do more damage and stuff, and you have all these different kind of bats, and they all do different things, and there's bonus stages where you got to hit. And it's not just like the bonus stage where you got to like hit the object to get the points. They're like moving around the screen, and they go like they're colored. Each one has a different color, and there's these panels of colors. So you have to shoot that object that's when it's in its color panel and have it hit the correct color panel to get the bonus points.
I see.
It's really hard. Like it's actually quite a difficult game.
Nice.
Oh, but it's so much fun though.
Let's see. Stewie One mentions The Sopranos is coming out in a Blu-ray box set at $110. That is a freaking steal. Actually, it's been out in a Blu-ray box set for a while. Maybe it's a re-release with a lower price, which is actually $110 for the whole Sopranos is pretty awesome. I would love to get that. And Major Motoko says, I remember playing Revenge of the Mutant Camels on my Amiga 500. Yes, probably the exact same version that I played. Because it was...
You just typed something that I have not seen or heard in easily 10 years.
It really whips the llama's ass. Yes.
Yes. Oh my God.
And on that awesome nostalgic note, I actually should go. I got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to get going too because I should probably film some videos or something.
All right, so I'm going to actually say goodnight here, guys.
All right, I will also say goodnight, and thus we will all say goodnight.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful night, week, etc. We may or may not do something for Halloween. We'll probably do something. I don't know what, but there will be something.
There will be something.
Yes, so stay tuned for something. And we'll see you then. Until then, thanks for watching, thanks for chatting, and sayonara.
Penis. In VR.